on it, and in car is very close to 70.
70 degrees. And
so the car is 15 laps, 30 minutes race. The drivers has to be maximum concentrating. It's very tough cup, not easy, very tough competition, and it's really hot. So I think will be also for drivers, like for the cars, not easy race.
It's gonna be tough, but we hope that it's gonna be also a very interesting race, because we have a couple of laps here, so we have nice weather. We have a lot of spectators here in the Lausitzring, a lot of spectators also from Poland. So we hope it's gonna be an interesting race. And right now we have a formation lap, and the Jeffrey Kruger, who won the race yesterday, he's on a P1. On a P2 is Piotrek Paris, then P3 is Michał Gadomski, Simo Muhonen, it's P4, then Dylan Pereira, P5, Bartosz Palusko, it's position number 6, then Alfred Kramer, then Markus Fluch. I think this is kind of a surprise. Markus Fluch, who was a leader after the 4 races this year, so after Slovakia Ring, he's on a P8 on this race, on the Sunday race today.
Yeah, I think it's really a little bit disappointing for Markus, because his second fastest lap during the qualifying was not so good. So he lost yesterday a P1 in the overall classification, season overall classification. Jeffrey Kruger now is the leader, and for him will be not easy to catching guys in front of him, because everyone is now really want to fight for the championship. Now we have the third round, 6th race, so it's middle of the season, so everyone have to be scoring maximum points as can.
And look at the guys, you know, in front of him. We have Dylan Pereira, Simo Muhonen, Michał Gadomski. It's going to be difficult to fight with them, but also Andre Gies, Adam Rzepecki, which are just behind Markus Fluch. I think it will be a tough race for him, but that's what we are looking for, yes?
Yeah, of course. We are waiting for very nice competition, and I think this race will be looking like that. Of course, for Markus, it's 3rd season, so I think his aim is clear, fighting for the P1. For champion, so he has to be attacking and scoring maximum points today.
And that's time of the season to attack. That's time of the season to score as many points as possible. But it's not only about collecting points. I think it's about winning the races. If you want to be a champion, you need to win as many races as possible. So it will be a difficult start, I think, for Markus Fluch. But about Volkswagen Golf Cup 2015 and the race number 2 on the Lausitzring is coming. So formation lap is going to the end, and we'll start the race soon. And I think yesterday race was pretty interesting as well. What do you think about it, Adam?
Yeah, yesterday the race was really interesting. We have few surprising, like for example positive surprising, like for example Piotr Paris. He is the youngest driver in Volkswagen Golf Cup. He has 16 years old. He's starting in karting many seasons. Later in the
second position, and Jeffrey Kruger in front of him, and that was tough competition, because he had Markus Fluch behind him, and Markus was really pressing him hard, and it wasn't easy, but I think it's maybe some experience from go-karts. What do you think about it?
For sure, but nobody, I think, suppose that Peter is joined to the front of the driver very fast. So this shows Peter very good potential, really good speed. Yesterday he kept second position, and he kept concentrating to the end of the race, this 15 laps. So he showed really good speed, not too much stressing, because he didn't do too much mistakes. So for sure will be also for Simo Muhonen. Dylan Pereira is 3rd in overall now in the Golf Cup. So I think will be really nice race.
That's what we are looking for, and we are waiting for the LED lamps and the start of the race, of course, because it's a nice Sunday, and we expect some nice emotions on that track, and that's a 3rd track today during the Volkswagen Golf Cup competition 2015. After Oschersleben and after Slovakia Ring, it's a third track, and Piotr Paris first time on the podium yesterday. Do you think he will manage to be in a podium again today?
I think if he'll keep this good form from yesterday, so I think yes, will be possible to be on the podium again. We will see in the couple of minutes.
Look at that, they started, and a very good start for Jeffrey Kruger.
Yes.
Maybe not so good start for Piotr Paris. Look at that, and Michał Gadomski is strong. Michał Gadomski is strong.
Second position, and at this moment in fourth position is the Simo Muhonen.
Simo Muhonen, and the Piotr Paris is on the third position, which is not so bad. But do you think that Michał Gadomski maybe can press a bit Jeffrey Kruger, can press the leader and the leader of the table of the 2015 Golf Cup punctation? That would be nice.
I think it's possible. Michał is also really strong this year. I see that Dylan Pereira losing one position at this moment. Yeah, losing one position, and also Bartosz Paluszko. He is now at this moment, I think, in the P8.
But Markus Fluch did a really great job. He's sixth right now, so I think he's thinking about a position number 5, maybe 4, and maybe he can be closer to the podium. And look at that. This is...
Yeah, Durek Dudek jersey is going outside a little bit too wide, and he go off the track for the few seconds, but everything is, I think, okay. He back to the track and back for the competition. So
I think without any problems, and
yes.
We hope that the tires are okay as well. Look at the gap, and Jeffrey Kruger is really accelerating, I would say, and the first lap is going to the end, and look at the gap. He's really in front of Michał Gadomski, and I think it will be difficult for Michał to catch him, but it's a long race, so they have to save tires, that's for sure. They have to save the car, because the weather is really warm. It's really sticky.
It's really important to save the tires for 15 laps, because of course first few laps will be really not maybe easy, but will be completely different like the rest part of the race. If someone is not save the tires and not driving very smooth this car in this very high temperature, so can be problems in the end of the race. So this is really important for the drivers to thinking about the whole race, not only for the few laps.
Yes, and maybe the last laps will be even more important than the first laps during this second race. Look at that here, and so tough competition.
Yeah, so we see that Dylan keep the 5th position. Markus Fluch is in P6 now. Kramer P7, and Bartosz Paluszko lost 2 positions. He is in P8 at this moment.
There's a lot of interesting things are happening here, and the gap between Jeffrey Kruger and Michał Gadomski was just 1.3 seconds, but after first lap, so the gap is pretty big as for the beginning of the race. And of course they can use the push-to-pass system. This is very important, because that this system, I think, allows the driver to catch the other drivers in a bit better way. I think it's a part of the modern motorsport, yes, that you have to press a lot of buttons. Do you like it? Do you like to press a lot of buttons during the race, not to concentrate only on driving as fast as possible?
This is one of the what driver need to do, and only not driving, only the thinking about the whole strategy during the race, and these things, because we have 19 push to passes, and if someone uses this push to passing too much on the beginning of the race, can lose the many positions on the end of the race. I spent 3 years in Scirocco R Cup in Germany, and we have exactly the same system with push to pass like we are using the drivers in Golf Cup. So this is really important to calculating during the race how is using this push to passes. So we saw now that Simo Muhonen passing the Piotr Paris. So Simo Muhonen is on the P3 now, and
Piotrek is on the 4th position. Yes. Not a very good start for him, but look at that. The best lap is for Michał Gadomski, and the gap between Jeffrey Kruger and Michał Gadomski was 1.3 seconds. It's only a second right now, so he was on the second lap 0.3 seconds faster than Jeffrey Kruger. I think it's good, because still we have 13 laps to go, and that can be, as you said, interesting at the end of the race. So I think Michał can focus right now on catching Jeffrey, he doesn't have to fight with anybody practically behind him, because he's also he also created a kind of a gap. It's a 1.1 second in front of Simo Muhonen, and again the beginning of the race. And what is important, that was safe start, and this left corner was safe as well.
We saw now is no any problems during the start. Also, we analyzed this after yesterday on our briefing today, starting in this race. So it's very important as all cars left the first corner on the tarmac, not on the gravel. So I hope it's really good. Drivers also want to finish all the race in the good position. So I think now at this moment it's really nice race.
And they want to keep their cars as well in a good condition, and it's difficult for the engine, I would say.
Oh, we can now see that Piotr Paris has 13 push-to passes and Dylan Pereira 15. So 2 push-to passes more. This is really important now at this moment. We still have the 12 laps to go, and calculating tactic of the this technical thing, strategy, how to use this push-to passes in 15 laps, not only in few laps.
Yes.
So I think will be very interesting on the second part of the race.
And look at that, Piotrek lost his push-to passes, a couple of those more at the beginning of the race, fighting with Michał Gadomski, and right now he had some problems fighting with the other drivers like Dylan. And Dylan is a fantastic driver, that's for sure, and he won his first race in the Volkswagen Golf Cup. It was just 2 weeks ago at Slovakia Ring.
Our guest driver Filip Tokar also losing for the moment the track, but back very safely without any problems. So it's really good. Yeah, Dylan won first race in Slovakia Ring, and now he is attacking the Peter Paris.
Yes, he's
at this
attacking
moment.
him. Maybe not that time, but
not this time. But Peter is
time.
braking little bit too late, and
he was outside, and then
and he losing the position for Dylan.
That's what he was looking for. That's what he was looking for.
It's not a nice fight. Clean fight. This is very important and very nice. Bumper to bumper, side to side, but it's clean. This is very important.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job, that's for sure. And he's on the right position, and he's on a good position, I would say. And who is next? And Markus Fluch is next, trying to catch Piotrek Paris. They're very close to each other. They're very close.
Markus Fluch really need the points, so he will be attacking for sure safely, because he needs to bring the points to the finish line. But of course, he want to find the place to passing the another drivers.
And of course, P5 is much better than P6. So. Some contact
between Adam Rzepecki and Andre Gis. I think it's a little bit too optimistic from Andre, but we see that 2 drivers are continue the race, so everything is, I hope, okay.
And that's a good information, of course. And yes, Markus Fluch did a great job, and he overtook Piotr Paris. So not a fantastic start for Piotr Paris. These first laps weren't so good. Maybe it's something regarding saving the tires. What do you think about it?
I don't know what is the problem. I think maybe Piotr is still very young driver, so his results is really good. Maybe a little bit deconcentrating, maybe something another things. So he losing now the few positions. He is in P6, but still is 10 laps to go. So
and I think still P6 is very good for him, and then he would say, even being on a P6, it's a very good weekend for this driver. So let's keep fingers crossed for him.
Of course, we have to keep fingers, and because we are talking about the Piotr a lot, because he did really good results. Yes, P2 yesterday. So normally everyone is thinking that he will be on the podium. Now is also a nice fight between Patryk Szczesak and Simon Larsen. Now is Patryk is the right corner, so he is on the front. It's also Andre Gies and Filip Tokar fighting. So
Very
yeah,
good.
Patrick
Very
is in
good.
the front. Second is now in this group Simon Larsen.
It's very nice. Do you like this track? Is it easy to overtake the other competitors on that track? Is it easy in comparison to Slovakia, in comparison to Oschersleben, for example?
Is in this track is of course easier to passing than Oschersleben. Oschersleben is really tough to passing another drivers. Here is the three very good places where driver can passing, but also you can find the place everywhere normal in track to pass. But yeah, it's nice for the many maneuvers attacking, so I think it's okay.
And we have the penalty for car number 24. And this is of course Adam Rzepecki, and he is causing a collision, so he will have a penalty for the car. So we'll see him in a pit soon. And Jeffrey Kruger, still nice gap and a very nice fight. Look at that. Patrick Stresek, this is a good race for him.
Yeah, he is now the P12. He started from P17, so he has moved 5 positions. So it's really good race for him.
Bumper to bumper,
yes.
Again, bumper to bumper. And I like this track because we can observe a lot of fight. We can observe really good actions, and also some drivers are sliding on some corners. We have to have a really perfect line here.
Yeah, because it's, the race is a little bit different, like the qualification or free practice. And as I told, very important will be save the tires to the end, because it's very hot outside. It's not easy for cars, not easy for the drivers. So it's very important. Save tires, not destroying, and less laps will be very important.
Oh yeah, we have still 9 laps to go. So let's see what the other drivers can do. And still the gap between Jeffrey Kruger and Michał Gadomski, it's still around 1.1 seconds. So I would say this is a contact. This is a contact position. Still the best lap was on the second lap for Michał Gadomski, and he reduced his gap to the leader, to Jeffrey Kruger, and it's 1 second only. But Simo Muhunen is also pretty close, but it's 1.7 seconds behind Michał Gadomski. Then position number 4 is Dylan Pereira. Then Markus Fluch on position number 5. That could be an interesting fight between Markus Fluch and Dylan Pereira. It's just 0.7 seconds.
They are very close. So also in the championship they are very close on P2 and P3.
And they both need points, yes.
So. Exactly. So for sure will be nice competition to the end of the race. Also Gosia Ardes in his good position, P8 at this moment. Marcin Jaros, P9. So very strong.
I think Gosia likes to fight with Marcin. So they were fighting yesterday. Very close, and it's also very close today.
They showed very hard, very tough fight, but most important, very clean fight, and finish and P9 Gosia, P10 Marcin, and now it's also they are together fighting.
Yes, and it's a first racetrack for the Volkswagen Golf Cup drivers, and during this season we have 6 different tracks in the different countries, so this is a very international series. I think it's a great idea to show these drivers, these young drivers, and to give them a possibility to learn, to get some experience.
Of course, this is the conception of this cup. You have the 14 drivers from foreign country, 10 drivers from Poland. This series really preparing drivers for the next higher series like Porsche Carrera Cup, Super Cup, or
that's a dream
GT
for many drivers, the Porsche. Yes.
Of course, this is dream. So we are doing like organizers our best for preparing with the many conception, teaching driving, teaching telemetry data, teaching how to speak with media, with sponsors. So drivers really will be ready if find the budget for the higher level series from our cups. So this is, I think, a very nice series, very tough. All pace is very close between drivers. Cars are very good.
And the idea of the cup is
very good. So also I started for 3 seasons, as I mentioned it, in Scirocco Cup, 3 seasons in Germany,
You brought some experience, I think, from
Yeah.
Scirocco
I
to
brought the
this cup.
experience. The cup looks like exactly the same like our golf cup. Golf cup I think is better because we have one more practice during racing weekend and one more race. So I think it's better for driving to giving him more practicing, more laps for evolution.
And they are also very close to the bigger series, as we said, in Slovakia ring. That was WTCC. It's a GT Masters here. So what we observed today, just before that race, that many drivers were observing from the pit lane those races. They were very close to the cars. They were looking for it as for some small gadgets, and I think that's the future for many drivers which are competing during this year at Volkswagen Golf Cup.
Of course, this is one of this that for sure many drivers are interested and want to drive in our series for next seasons. The second thing, a few of drivers from our car want to go, like I told, to GT Masters, like the Dreams or Super or Porsche Super Cups. So this rotation is very important, and I think this cup is giving this possibility.
Yeah, this is good. This is good, and this is a very polished day because those cars were prepared at Volkswagen Racing Polska. So all cars were built, were performed, were tuned as well. How long does it take to prepare the race car like that?
It's very it's a difficult question, because normally when we are preparing everything for building the car, it's demands to preparing on conception, on construction, for suspension.
Yeah, first you need to have a good plan. What
But
you want to
if
get.
we build one car and we have all parts to building, later is easier. We are building car by one by one. But first of all, has to be a project.
So the first one is very difficult. Yeah,
exactly.
The first one is very difficult. Then sometimes you have a chance to do the taxi drives for some guests, for some VIP guys. And how nice is to drive this car?
Really nice. I like it because, as I told, I spent 3 years in Scirocco Air Cup, very similar series like golf. So this car is really nice. This is racing, professional racing car. So 260 horsepower plus 50 horsepower when we drivers using push to pass button. Yeah. So I like very much. This car is very nice handling. So I think drivers the same.
And it's very good for this guest, you know, sitting on the right seat, to feel the emotions. It's like you can feel the emotions with Volkswagen. And as I said, this is a very Polish day because a rally of Poland, and also Volkswagen won that rally. And Sebastian Ogier, and look at that.
Pascal Hoffman at this moment had the same contact and losing, and
he was out of the track.
Out of the track, yeah. We see the right side is destroyed, and also what I want. Oh, this is Marcin Jaros. He also touched it a little bit.
Kissed the wall.
Kissed the wall. And Michał Gadomski at this moment don't have any push to pass.
Oh yeah. And he doesn't have a push to pass system, and that's what he is losing time. And he has a 1.5 second practically. He's behind Jeffrey Kruger, and Jeffrey Kruger is leading the race from the very beginning, and still 4 laps to go. It's 2 seconds right now. So without push to pass system, if you cannot use it, I think he lost it fighting with Dylan Pereira, with Piotrek Paris, yes, and
it's mistake from the Michał Gadomski at this moment, and behind him is the.
I think he will lose the second position.
I think yes, because Simo has 2 push to pass, so yeah, it's fighting between the Simo and Michał. So Simo has still one more push to pass, overtaking, but he goes very wide now. So we'll see
what a tough game. What a tough game.
Motorsport is not easy. This is not the chessel, So it's really hard competition. So
the tactic wasn't maybe perfect for him, and let's see what the other drivers, how many push to passes they have, especially Markus Fluch. Let's have a look on Markus Fluch.
And Dylan Pereira, because Dylan is before, and also they are very close to Michał Gadomski. So let's see what's going on. Also now
Jerzy Dudek.
we have replay between Jerzy Dudek, Jacek Jurecki, and Ishad Ibramigov, and we see once again the Pascal Hoffmann.
He left the track.
We see this big gap between the Jeffrey
Right
Kruger
now.
and
it's
the
around 3 seconds
Simon
maybe.
Muhonen now.
Be close to 3. It's 4.3 seconds. That's a lot. But that shows, you know, oh, what is sliding.
Sliding a little bit too fast in this corner.
Oh, yeah.
Michał drove.
I think it's something about tires. So he was pretty aggressive at the beginning of the race, and look at that, look at the result.
Now it's maybe not gripping. His car is very good, and he is losing the times. It's 15 laps. It's very hot outside, so it's very important to save tires to the end of the race.
3 laps to go, and he can have some problems at the last 2 laps maybe. But let's see.
Let's see. It's Dylan Pereira very close.
He's very close.
Behind Michał and also Markus Flug. Piotrek Paris is still in P6, but Alfred Kramer is a little bit closer to Piotr Paris now. And Marcin Jaros is P8, Gosiar Dest P9, and P10 Bartosz Palusko.
What a good race. What a good race. And the gap of the dominator, Jeffrey Kruger, is big. I think he's driving safe right now. So
Dylan has still 5 push-to passes, so I think Dylan can pass 2 drivers at front of the.
Do you think he's?
Yeah, he saved the push-to-pass. This is what we told about it. The tactic is very important. It's 3 laps to go, and Dylan has still now 4.
He's pushing hard. Yeah. He's pushing hard, and I think he's overtaking right now.
Yeah, overtaking.
Speed.
Yeah, overtaking at this moment.
Michał Gadomski again. He was
again, but he's back to the P3 at front of the Dylan.
But I think it's only a matter of the time. So Dylan.
3 push-to passes. As also Markus Flug. Yeah.
Oh. Maybe now, so maybe also Markus Flug can be on a bit better position. But the situation is interesting because sometimes you keep the push-to passes, but you don't have tires, maybe the right tires in the corners. Yes, and he's trying to attack.
Now it's very
3 push-to passes, and Michał doesn't want to be on a position number 4. He wants to be on a podium. And don't forget about Markus Flug. Oh. My goodness, boys, what are you doing?
End of the race, so it's
maybe now. This is good fight.
A really nice fight now between 2 guys from the interior, and maybe Markus Flug is at
and maybe the 3rd guy will get the most of that. Let's see.
Let's see now.
No push-to-passes system for Michał Gadomski. Just 2 laps to go.
Yeah.
And a very good fight. And the final lap. Maybe now.
We will see. And Markus Flug is also very.
And Dylan
overtook the Michał Gadomski. Markus Flug is behind, very close to Michał.
Let's see what Markus can do. There's still 2 push-to-passes system, and he needs to use them. He needs to use them here. And now.
Oh, it's something.
Very close.
Very close.
Very close, but the final lap, Simon Muhonen. 2nd position for him. And the just last corners.
Yeah, so now at this moment is Dylan at P3, Simon P2, Jeffrey with very big gap in P1, and Markus Flug P5.
He dominated that race. He's so much in front of the other drivers. The gap is, you can see the gap, it's huge.
But we really saw a fantastic fight between Dylan and Michał. Hard fight, but it was really, really nice.
And Markus is trying hard right now. Yes,
he passed
overtook, he passed it, yeah. Position number 4 is for him. it's not so bad when he started from position number 8. And P8 and he
P4,
managed
yeah.
to have a P4. Yes.
And we have the checkered flag. So Jeffrey
Kruger won the race, second race,
yeah.
and
second is Simo Muhonen, first podium of the season
yes.
for Simo. Third is Dylan Pereira, and fourth is Markus Flug. Fifth is
look at Michał Gadomski. He lost position number 5.
Piotr Paris. Sixth is Michał Gadomski.
Definitely, he's not the happiest man during that race. He was
sure.
second for a very long time, but then he was just losing positions, and this is not good. I think well done for Dylan Pereira. He managed his push to passes very well, and he had a great fight with Michał Gadomski, and he's on the third position. So I think that was one of the goals before the season start. I talked to Dylan, and he said, I want to be on the podium as many times as possible. So he's again on the podium, and this is good.
He's continuing this plan. So
oh yeah, he's continued this plan. He's continued this plan, so so that's good. And look at that, it's very warm inside.
So Jeffrey won 4th race in the season.
He opened the window of his car, so he opened a sauna.
Yeah, exactly. Installing cars is very high temperature for sure. So drivers is tired, but for sure happy. Not maybe everyone, but of course this is motorsport. Someone must to be first. Someone must to be last one. This is like
that's the
every
motorsport,
sport,
and that's the beauty of the motorsport, that so many different things can happen, and of course we are looking for the positive things. And that was a positive race, I think, for most of the drivers. We observed a nice fight, but the drivers managed it very well. So it was good to watch it. I think it was good for spectators, and we saw some spectators that they're really happy, you know, observing this fight. And sometimes you cannot see so close contact with the other series.
So close contact is a lot of spectators today. I think it was really nice race with a lot of the passing maneuvers, and everyone is finished the race, all drivers. Yeah, what I see. Yes, so it was really.
That's what we want. Yeah,
that's what we want exactly.
That's what we want, and that's the idea of the Golf Cup, idea of the Guadish family. And the Guadish family is here, and your father is here. You are commenting this race together.
Yeah, we are very happy. Really, this is third season of Volkswagen Golf Cup, and we are exactly doing like we are planned before. So I think everyone liked this, and drivers also. Are really happy from this cup, so we are doing our best.
I think your father is very happy. Janusz brother is very happy observing this nice fight and observing that the young drivers are better and better.
Better and better, improving every race. The pace is closer, also in every race, so it's really nice. Congratulations for the winners and for the race of the drivers.
Oh yeah, and Jeffrey Kruger made a great job, and the big difference in the second position is Simo Muhonen, then Dylan Pereira, Markus Flug, Piotr Paris, Michał Gadomski. This is, I think, pretty good race, you know, for those drivers.
Bartosz Palusko also in top 10, Gosia P9. Marcin Jaros switched to P7.
P7.
So also very good for Marcin.
Very good race for him.
Yeah. Patryk Szczesak, good race, P12.
And also here, this is nice. Philippe Tokarn, position number 14. As a guest, this is good position for a guest.
For guest driver, it's good position.
It's not easy to jump, you know, into the cup like that, into the new race car. And
oh, sorry, Adam Rzepecki didn't finish the race. So one driver didn't finish the race.
Yeah. It wasn't a good race for him, but still, this is a driver who's wanted to have bigger experience, better experience, and I think a lot of races in front of him, but that many times he showed that he is pretty fast.
He showed, especially also in the rails race in Slovakia rank, very strong P6 position in second race, so he shows good speed.
Simo Muhonen, second position, driver from Finland. He's a driver who likes Porsche.
Yeah, Timo Mohonen drove last year the Porsche GT3 in Finland, yeah?
Yes.
It's national
Serious,
cup,
yes.
yeah, and now he switched to golf, and he shows very good speed in this cup, especially today, P2, first podium.
He was very smart and had a great tactic with the push-to-pass system, but with saving tires, and definitely you could have problems with tires on such a weather, because it's really, really hot, it's really warm. That's one of the warmest weekends for many, many years, maybe 20 or 30 years here in Germany.
Exactly, I remember my race in Lausitzring 3 years ago also was very hot, was 39 outside degree, so it's not really, really easy. Believe me, so.
It's not easy inside the car, it's not easy for tires, it's not easy for car, but they managed it well, so the cars were well prepared for that, so this is good. Some most interesting parts of the race. A lot of actions, I have to say. A lot of drivers left the track a bit.
Yeah, but this is motorsport. This is racing,
oh, yeah.
So it's really there is really hard fight between drivers. Or you see now. So sometimes it's flying the mirrors,
Oh yeah.
bumpers. But this is what I think everyone love it.
Oh yeah. This type of things you can watch on the races, you can watch on the rallies. This type of sport is great, and we're waiting for the podium ceremony. The 3 cars under the podium on this very nice racetrack, very hot racetrack, and outstanding performance for Jeffrey Kruger. I think he's in the middle of the season. He's really strong, and he's showing that definitely he wants to fight for the first position. He's on the first position right now. He's leader of the table of Volkswagen Golf Cup this year. I think he wants to keep it, that's for sure.
For sure. Jeffrey aim, I think, is like rest of the drivers to win the championship.
Oh yeah.
And he is realized now this plan. So for sure, Markus Fluch finished 4th, so also scoring a lot of points. Dylan P3. So this driver now is in the top classification in the championship.
I think Markus can be really happy. He managed to overtake a lot of drivers and be on the P4. And the P8 was, as we said at the beginning of the race, really not good, really not positive for him. Just not to say terrible, you know, if you want to fight for the first position, if you want to fight at the end of the season for the winning the cup. That wasn't really good for him. But the qualifications, this is a key to success, because when you have so tough competition, when you have so many drivers very close to each other, it's very difficult to overtake, I would say, more than 4 drivers. Yes, I think
exactly.
That's maybe maximum what you could
In
do.
this very tough competition, I think Markus did a really good job. He switched from P8 to P4 without any big problems, big fight of course, but
Yes.
he passing clean in very clean competition, less of the drivers. So
Clean and interesting race, and for you, Adam, you'd prefer to sit in the car, I would say.
of course, I prefer to sitting in the car. Not. Of course, I like to speaking and commentary the race, but of course, my my place is in the car. In the
I
racing,
saw your
so-
eyes. I saw your eyes. You know, you wanted to be inside, and that's natural for the race driver. Yes.
Yeah, it's natural. So I want to also. I try to continue maybe 1 or 2 races in this year.
Is it the preparation for next year? Some bigger preparation for something?
Yeah,
bigger?
maybe. I did 2 races this season, Dubai 24 hours. I finished P2 and in the Mugello P6 also. But still, at this moment, there's no plans rest of the season. Oh, we see Dylan Pereira now, P3. Congratulations from Dylan.
Congratulations for him.
Yeah.
Timo Mohonen. Definitely, he's happy. He's on the podium first time this year. And Jeffrey Kruger.
And Jeffrey Kruger P. 1. So perfect weekend for Jeffrey. 2 wins, 2 pole positions.
Couldn't be better.
Yeah.
Couldn't be better.
The same like Robertas Kupcikas last year. Also,
yeah.
he won 2 races in Lausitz, took 2 pole positions.
National anthem. Congratulations, well done. Great job for Jeffrey Kruger from South Africa. Second position, Simo Muhonen from Finland and Dylan Pereira from Luxembourg. So you can see how international is Volkswagen Gold Cup this year.
Exactly. We are very happy that we have a lot of drivers from 10 foreign countries. So
Another
nice.
trophy for Dylan Pereira.
Yeah. Simo Muhonen, first time on the podium.
Very good. I think it's not the last time he will be on the podium.
For sure.
And your father, Janusz Gradisz, has awarded the trophy for the first position.
Yes.
He looks happy. This
yeah,
is good.
Very
this
happy.
is good.
This is good, exactly.
So I think it was a really good race, but I have to say it was a really good weekend, racing weekend for all drivers, and I think they experienced a lot. They had a good speed, and we could see a lot of drivers that they were calling for being, in the top 10, being in the top 5. So very good for Piotr Paris, very good for Simo Muhonen, very good for Bartosz Palusko, very good for Goshar Dest.
For Marcin Jaros.
Oh yes,
Improving, and we see now another drivers want to also a little bit knocking to P10, like Patrick Szczesak P12 at this moment, Sebastian Areola very close. So I think in every another race will be very, very close.
So I think it's really, really good, and I don't think the rest of the season, the next races, will be even more interesting than this race.
For sure. Now we have the 8 weeks breaks. Next race we have also in Germany, in Sachsen.